Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Abyss League as a Hardcore Templar, and we are gonna have a look at the new skills that will or have been added in this league. Most notably among those, Volatile Dead, Cremation, Unearth, and that's mostly it. But no, those are the ones that caught my attention, and that will probably be the centerpiece for this build. It's gonna take us a little while to actually get those skills. Volatile Dead and Unearth are both level 10, if I remember correctly. So we're gonna get to the prison to obtain them. Cremation is level 28 skill, so that's gonna take us all the way to Act 3, defeating General Gravices to obtain it. But along the way we'll get the opportunity to try out some other things. At level 12 we get access to, or at level 10 we get access to a new movement skill. I think I swapped them. So then Volatile Dead and Unearth are level 12 then probably. But at level 10 we get access to Bodyswap, which is a movement skill. We teleport to a target corpse, explode it, explode their whole body, and go to the corpse. It's creepy, but also interesting sounding. So I'll just see how that's gonna turn out. Anything useful in here? Not really. Not option spell damage. We're gonna go spell caster with this one anyway, so might as well. Okay. And we might as well sell cut the first things just to get some scraps. It is the start of a league after all. So this is a little deviation from what I was originally thinking of when I made my video just before the league started. Reason for that is I had another look at the skill tree. I actually wanted to keep that. And I just tried to theoretically craft some builds, but the shadows didn't really turn out all that great. So second take at a character, just really didn't like the first one, so that's why there's a glacial hammer here, because I did vendor it once before. I probably should keep these or not. And let's see, can we link this with something? No, we'll just level it, that's okay. Vestal you're gonna send us on, and you're gonna get us a magma orb, which we will use while leveling. So, boop. Oh, double check. Do you have anything to offer? Maybe some movement speed boots or something along those lines? Double blue linked, you say? Well, don't mind if I'll take these. And we'll just get magma orbs that possibly set stuff on fire. Everything else we will just pick up along the way. I'm pretty confident about that. I mean, early on though, you just want to grab some stuff. Does not really matter too much. Let's ignore the plate vests, they are a little heavy. I'm gonna get a nice simple rope, then I'm sure I'll grab it. But as I said, I had a look at the shadows, or theory crafting a shadow, but it would either gonna be a crit monster, no, probably my first ever assassin. Well, which would be a change no, from my usual tricksters, but I also got a tip from a long-time viewer who's been often giving good advice, and I suggested maybe I should actually just make a return back to hardcore, which I actually did. And maybe just try to stay alive. Well, as a very aggressive shadow that's a little more difficult, but well, I did express my wish that I would like to find a good excuse to play a Templar again, and Templars are a bit better at staying alive, so that seemed like a good combo. So the Templar is not a shadow, so as such he'll have to put a little bit more effort to obtain the new skills. I'll have to buy them from the vendor rather than getting them as quest rewards, but that's only a small thing. It's not really a big problem. And I plan to turn this one into an Inquisitor. The reason I want to go Inquisitor is because Inquisitors use or massively enhance one of my favorite mechanics in the game, and that is Consecrated Ground. As an Inquisitor with some lab bonuses applied to it, your Consecrated Ground is gonna not only help you regenerate life, it's also gonna help you regenerate mana and energy shield. So you get a really nice combo there. And you'll, especially after the Cruel Labyrinth, we're gonna get the, ooh, that's new. We're gonna get the immunity for elemental status ailments as long as we're inside of, or standing on top of Consecrated Ground. And 25% increased cast speed. So there's a very nice defensive bonus there, as well as some offensive bonus. So that seems like a very nice thing to go for. And for the rest, no, the class has some affinity with elemental damage. So over here on the minimap, I see something greenish, which looks like it might be a abyss. So let's see. How does this abyss thing work? Ooh, okay, follow the crack is what I think was supposed to be the plan here. Okay. There was something about this being a bit akin to breach, so there's going to be lots and lots of enemies. One of the things I wasn't quite sure of, do the things out of the breach leave corpses? And if so, can you do something with them? Can you explode them? Can you resurrect them? Can you dominate them? All those things. Oh wow, Fire Fury is here. Of course Fire Fury is here. Ooh, and an Abyssal Trove. That is new. Cool. And Fire Fury. Okay, let's not die to Fire Fury. I think I died that once before in a league. It's a little embarrassing to repeat that. Turns out, I did learn from previous attempts here. Okay, so that was the very first abyss. I think they went a little easy because this is only the coast. But yeah, lots of things came out. I still have no idea whether we can actually use the corpses of the things that spawned here. We'll once we can explode corpses, we'll just have to have a look at that. Let's see, anything else here though? Oh, some green items now for some. Not the best in the world, but the mana flasks one of them might be useful because we can always use more mana. For the rest, we'll just hang on to this and we'll just get rid of it in town. Ooh, another small life flask. That's better than not having anything. I must say, Molten Orb as a starter skill, not quite bad. Yes, it's a bit difficult to toss balls off the cliff it seems, but eventually it works. Okay, bugger off with those things please. It's nice that they added tooltips and things for new players, but I think I know at least the basics of the game already. So this build is, well, very much an idea, not really a solid plan. We're gonna work on that. First I just want to get my hands on the new skills to see how they play, whether it is even feasible to actually use them as main skills or not. But I will see about that. First goal is going to be the tidal island. We're going to get the medicine chest from that, so that will get us a quicksilver flask, but it's also going to get us the first set of new supporter gems. I'm very happy that the devs are giving people access to supporter gems earlier in the game, since supporter gems are one of the highlights of the skill system in the game, so getting early access to them is very, very nice. So I'm not quite sure if I remember whether I even completed talking about what I was talking about. Oh wow, hill rake already next to the entrance, nearly. Did I shrink this area? Little surprised, not really complaining. Hey, you run, I'll shoot. Like that deal? Yeah, exactly. And there is the medicine chest. Medium life, that's always wonderful. We have picked up quite some flasks already. Chain boots is the kind of thing I want to go for. Let's replace this wand with a shield. I'll feel a little better about that. No. Blocking helps us stay alive, and ooh, a rope rather than... Oh, this does give us a little bit of life regen, and early on that might be useful. On the other hand, 12 energy shield, it's effectively a little bit like life. Yeah, let's just go for that. Eventually we're gonna go for full Templar. Okay. And then that's a good point to go back to town. And Nessa, hello. So I do like the new interface for picking rewards. So Quicksilver is the one that I want. Then we're getting a next one. So Ancestral Call, that is a new skill. It's a melee support skill, and your one attack is gonna get 2 additional attacks by ghostly versions of yourself. It's not a minion skill, it's just 2 additional attacks, but it's visualized with 2 ancestral ghosts. This is going to be a very nice competitor to multi-strike, because the nice thing about this one is the attack only happens once. There's no 3 rapid attacks, it's just 1 attack that effectively does 3 attacks. Storm Barrier, Channel Support, gives you damage shield, or no, lightning and physical damage mitigation, as well as chance against power charges when you get hit while you are doing your channeling. So for a channeling build, seems like a nice defensive / offensive bonus. Spell Cascade, area skills have a smaller area that deal less damage, but each area actually is applied 3 times. It's, I don't know, the visual is a bit reminiscent of like carpet bombing. No, it's like boom, 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 3 times in a row. We don't actually have a skill that does that, because I don't think Magma Orb counts, because we have a projectile that has splashes rather than an actual area. Onslaught support. Chance to gain onslaught if you kill things. Probably nice as well. Chance to bleed. Ruthless, so that was a pure physical, or no, this was the stun attack. But it's all melee based, so not really important for us. And Arcane Surge, ooh, you get it this early, nice. Chance to get or gain Arcane Surge when you spend 17 mana, that goes up with the more points you put into it. And the Surge grants more spell damage and increased casting speed, and you get mana regen. So we'll just grab that one for now. We don't even have something to link it with. So then the question becomes, do we really need Prolif? I would say no. And that was an interesting interaction there. So Bestel, blah blah. Tarkly, you got anything to say? Yes, you're gonna send us onwards. Okay, cool. So early on we don't really have a lot of ID scrolls to spare, so might as well just sell some things unidentified. And we're too low level for the wrapped mitts. That is also kind of funny, so might as well sell them. And our first chrome. Wonderful. Yeah, these we wanted to ID, or are we just gonna do the simple thing and just sell them and get a blue medium flask back? This seems too good to be true. Let's do the same thing for the small ones. For the red flasks, get ourselves a medium one back as well. Medium life. And medium mana, and then our quicksilver, and a whole bunch of achievements. And let's see, if we move this around a little bit, then we can simply replace this one with one that has a little bit more of other stuff. Okay. In between episodes, I will just have to shuffle some things around, get my currency tab up, things like that. For the rest, we'll just stash things away and bye-bye Prolif. Let's see, just double checking. Nessa, are you selling something you didn't offer before as a reward? Because those chances are likely. I don't think so. Okay. So let's continue from the waypoint. Yeah, because this one now grants Arcane Surge. It costs 6 mana to cast Orb. Every 17 mana we get the Surge, so that's every 3 casts. So I think for now I'm going to cap Arcane Surge at level 1. And the next abyss is up and running. Okay. Down we go. So the question is, do we simply follow it? There's a big hole there. I also see tentacles. I think I'm a big fan of the tentacles here. Look a little creepy. So with our puny starter skills, we're just taking a lot of damage from all the mobs that are being spawned here. And we don't really have the means to defeat them all that well, I would say. But despite feeling like I'm getting myself way too far into trouble, they managed to secure another Abyssal Trove. So I can't complain too much about that, I would say. Oh, actually, I was not going to go there, but I think I was going to go this way. Just boosting our energy shield a little bit. And our armor for later. Oh, Coral Ring. Coral Rings are very nice early on, since they do grant you a boatload of life. 30 life is really, really sweet. Anything else? Anything else? Nope. Okay, so we're gonna grab the glyphs and then move forward. A Rage Roas. Hence the slightly blackish glow they got. So once you get your Quicksilver Flask, it just becomes so much easier to move through the world. Nice detail underneath the flasks, you actually see how long it's going to be active for still. Ooh, fine circlets, that is more energy shields. Now all we need to do is just find the exit of the area. So as I tried starting on talking about multiple times before, got a couple of new skills. Volatile Dead is the one that I'm currently focused on. I think that's going to be my main skill. all depending of course on whether it is actually fun to use, but we're gonna see about that once I grab it. Then we have Cremation, which turns a corpse into something that resembles a volcano. So, summoned volcano, what's not to like? It shoots a bunch of projectiles around, and I was thinking of using that to ignite as many monsters as possible, and especially in boss case fights. No, just ignite a cremation underneath the boss, set the boss on fire, and then use that to synergize with Immolate on the main attack. Oh, go to Darkly. And then use Immolate just as a very nice bonus damage. Because Volatile Dead actually has 120% damage effectiveness, which is pretty darn sweet. Regen Strike, Protector, Flame Totem, Molten Shell. Let's grab Flame Totem. That seems the best one out of these. Might as well just start identifying and selling things. So this is a shield. Bit of resist, bit of movement speed, but yeah, on the other hand, the energy shield from that one is actually pretty nice to have. What do you have? Increased crit chance. 1% less, more crit chance. I don't think it really matters all that much. Might as well set it, get some currency. Do you have any movement speed boots? Or maybe some gloves? Nah, nothing truly fancy or shiny. Okay, I think I got my usual setup of things going again. So the final skill I really am looking forward to is the... we have a distraction. That does damage. The final skill I care about is going to be Unearth, which shoots a projectile that pierces through all enemies and deals quite some physical damage while doing that. And where it lands, it will drop a nice corpse. And of course, if you shoot that one with multiple projectiles, then you get multiple attacks that do less damage, but they all drop a corpse. And if you then spell echo that one, you do it twice in rapid succession, further reducing the damage, but giving you even more corpses with a single cast. And contrary to our eternal friend Desecrate, this one does not have any charges and it does not have any cooldowns. It's simply a spell to cast. So with a single cast you can deposit 10 corpses on the floor, which also happens to be the limit of corpses that it can summon. So it almost is like the developers explicitly thought of that combo for you to use. And it looks like the exit is there, which is useful. There is a bridge up here. Cool, so if we put a portal down, follow the bridge out and then take the waypoint back, we can actually grab the skill point from there. So Unearth is going to be our setup. It's going to deposit corpses on the floor. If they're going to all land more or less underneath the boss, then that's even better. But if it's in the general vicinity, then I don't really mind either. And next up is we're going to use one single corpse to ignite a cremate, or maybe even use a tree to get 3 cremates going up. So we're going to summon volcanoes. There's a current limit of 3 volcanoes you can have at a time. So, well, using 3 corpses might be even better than just to cast it in rapid succession. Cremate by default lasts for about 8 seconds. So, that's a fairly decent time, and it gives you a bit of time afterwards to turn the remainder of the corpses into heat-seeking missiles using Volatile Dead. And I think that is a pretty nice combo. We'll just have to see how exactly the corpse life is gonna scale, because it's no 3%, I think, for Volatile Dead, for the explosion. No, it's 3% of a monster's max life that is gonna be inflicted as fire damage. It's secondary damage, I think, so it's no, doesn't work with reflect, things like that. Oh, hello there, princess. Here, also have yourself a totem. And stop trying to attack me. Yes, thank you. But if we focus on scaling either fire or just raw elemental damage, instead of focusing too much on spell damage, then we should be able to scale the damage inflicted by the corpse explosions by a fairly decent amount as well. So no, that's the basic outline of what the offense is gonna look like. And now they're gonna throw in a flammability there for the bosses, where we just need to do a little bit more in order to damage them. And then for the defensive side, especially once we actually have done the lab for the first time, every time we kill something, we have a 30% chance of summoning a Consecrated Ground. Anytime we get hit, there's a 30% chance to summon a Consecrated Ground. So I'm gonna assume the battlefield will very soon be littered with Consecrated Grounds. And while standing inside of it, we're gonna get 40% extra damage. So it's effectively like we're gonna be using sulfur flasks for most of the time. I've been bumping this one for multiple times, haven't I? It's only for 17 mana. Interesting. I thought it went up earlier. Okay, let's just keep going. But yeah, the Consecrated Grounds are going to be part of the defenses. Now it's going to help keep our energy shield topped up. So now that's first line of defense. After that, it's going to work on health. I'm gonna take the Sign Life Wheel. I'm gonna take a bunch of life nodes in the Templar area. I'm gonna dip into the Marauder place for some life. We're gonna focus heavily on life. With some decent-ish gear. By the time we start mapping, I hope that we'll have at least 5,000 life. And even better would be better, of course. But that about 5k is what I'm gonna aim for in the first place, and then we'll just optimize afterwards. Energy shields, it's gonna be a bonus, a first line of defense, but it's not gonna be something that we're gonna focus as heavily on as I've done with shadows in the past. Reason for that is, well, we have life, energy shield is just a bonus. And from things that are easier to recharge, life's gonna be permanent or you're dead. And energy shields, especially in more heated fights, it has a habit of draining out, and then you're kind of in a pickle. As a Templar, it is natural to go for Templar armor. So you get some energy shields, you get some armor. So armor is going to be one of those secondary lines of defense as well, helping us a little bit dealing with physical damage. After this, let's head back to the waypoint we placed before. Like that, to grab the skill point in the depths, especially because it is located so close. Wait, that's the entrance, that's the other one. Oh. Slightly distracted by the wrong entrance, but it turned out the other one was close enough. There we are. In terms of other defensive layers, there is going to be the more or less obligatory Stipnite Flask with curse removal for maps. So effectively, you're going to become a curse immune by just keeping your Stipnite Flask up all the time. It's it's too good to ignore that combo. And as a side effect, I'll be spamming the curse immunity around quite a bit. Ooh, that is actually a 3-link. So let's move that. And that is a dead end, also wonderful. But no, curse immunities, that's gonna be useful, but it also means the cloud that I'll be spamming is gonna be nice as well. It blinds enemies, so it prevents them from hitting me if they get too close. But, oh, and of course there's gonna be a cast when damage taken setup. Now, as a Templar, I'm gonna get pretty good access to strength, as opposed to a shadow, which is pretty bad at obtaining a decent amount of strength. So getting a proper cast when damage taken setup is not gonna be too difficult a thing. At least that's what I think. So now whenever we take even a bit of physical damage, there's gonna be the Immortal Call that's gonna be up for about a second or so, I think, with increased duration. And so I already picked up a Flame Totem, just gonna have to exchange it for a Decoy Totem at some point. So come to think of it, don't they become available at the same time, and one is simply a quest reward, whereas the other one you'll actually have to go out of your way to buy it. Ooh, and wonderful. An Abyss, where I think is not even too far away from the boss fight. Or maybe this is just a coincidence. Okay. Look this up, yeah, exactly. So let's ignore the boss fight and go for this. Let's not get boxed in. And it's closed. Okay. So I think I was too slow for this one. It's almost as if the abysses are just placed in places where stuff like this is bound to happen. Oh. The boss thingamabob is dead, so that is the important bit. We also gained a yellow ring with some life, some resists, some good stuff. And is this an improvement? There's movement speed on here. That by definition makes it an improvement, I think. Marvelous. And oh, we still don't have any boots. So that is a free skill point. Darkly, oh Darkly. Thank you. That is one, so we got Sanctity. Let's push up a little bit to get a bit more life. And have a check with Nessa. I must say the damage from the Flame Totem is not actually that bad this early. But, well, Decoy Totem. It actually distracts things, so I take less damage. And in that case, no, if we put down a Decoy Totem, it distracts monsters. Also means I have a little bit more opportunity to actually kill things. Which seems like not too bad a thing, really. So, Flame Totem goes away. Sell all the other things. And then we can bring our old buddy Prolive back. And just attempt to set more things on fire. And then the journey continues. Oh, always have a look out for those 3 little statue things, piles of rubble or rocks. Also, large mana, and let's put you over there just to get into the habit. And we'll just put movement there for now. I've got certain skill slots where I have gotten used to putting certain skills in the past, so I'm gonna try to fall back to that for now. And let's see if we can lead a bit more with the Decoy Totem. I mean, so far things aren't too dangerous. But, well, that usually does mean that when things do get dangerous, you're not prepared. And you'll die. And I do have a habit of getting complacent when things are not challenging enough. And then I die. So let's try and prevent that. This is a better chain belt than I had before. Also, goats, get out of my face. Here, have a totem. Let's play with the totem. It's a nice totem. Wonderful. Power amulet. We don't have one yet. So one of the things to keep in mind, most of the new skills, the detonate dead variation skills, are aimed in dex. As a Templar, dex is going to be more difficult to obtain. So we're going to use a dex amulet. And I'll just want to have a look to see if I can get dex on some other skills as well. Or some other items as well. Just to obtain it. And is this an improvement? Yeah, there's life and energy shield on here. And some dodge. Or some evasion. So that's good. Okay. Follow the crack. Okay, just follow this one. Go here. Ooh, hello there. Cruel prowler. The scary. Oh. Here, there's a totem. Please attack the totem. Yay! Okay, cool. Then we go over here. And this one is larger. It's even so large that I don't think I can actually move through it. Also, I'm feeling very much backed into a corner here. And we got another Basil Trove. So far we are 3 up, 1 down. That is pretty good in my book. And we got a Hypnotic Eye Jewel. Now that is a first. 28 to max mana and 2% chance to dodge attacks and spells if you've been hit recently. Okay, that's kind of cool. So new in the Abyss League are Abyss Jewels, and they of course can be socketed on the skill tree as any other jewel would, but they also have the Abyss what is it, more like a property? Let's call it a property. They are Abyss Jewels, and as such they can be put into Abyss sockets in certain pieces of Abyss related gear. Most notably some of the new Abyss uniques and things like that. So they are, from the brief thing I've seen on Reddit, there are some pretty nice ones that will drop. And they have the potential to be pretty decent. So being able to put them into gear that has Abyss sockets. So if you have some spare sockets, then that might be useful. There's even a whole belt that actually has a socket in it that can fit an Abyss jewel. So there's that. For now though, we don't have a socket, so we can't fit it yet. But no, we'll just hang on to it. Because it is not corrupted. Unlike some other League specific items that have dropped, it is not corrupted. See? So we can craft it as we would any other blue item. So now we could no, just alt spam it. Can scour it. You can then alk it if you want. You can also alt spam it and then just regal it into a rare. So there's probably going to be a lot of interesting things happening with those. Ooh, nothing says welcome to the neighborhood like a Abyss. So let's see, bring what you got. Just have to make sure we'll focus mostly on the items that go. Ooh, Stitch and Vice is the belt that has the sockets, so That's gonna be early. And there were just too many add-ons, because I don't think... Because it closed up. So dealing large amounts of AoE damage is gonna be one of those things that is gonna be valuable in a build in this league. Oh, wait. I actually misestimated that one. We are back in business. It is not yet closed. So, suspect it's going to be a matter of killing this scary yellow bugger. Oh, come on. Kill over, will you? Hey. A combination of dealing with large amounts of enemies as well as fighting single targets. It's going to be interesting. But we found our very first Stygian Vice. It has an abyssal socket. And anything else on here that is special? I don't think so. Let's see, 28 mana, small chance to dodge. Oh, it's not gonna be an upgrade, but for now, come on. Putting a jewel in, you can actually take it out. That's also cool. But yeah, having access to more energy shield, I think for now is better. So I'll just put that one in the corner, nicely tucked away. And then we'll hang on to it. And there is our buddy Elrion. Hello, you're a Templar. I'm a Templar. We ought to be Templar buddies. So kill the relics. I think I can do that. Let's actually set ourselves up so the magma orb splashes will just kill the mobs rather than not doing much with them. So these things, I think they're dropping down the Consecrated Ground, just healing themselves or something. But in the end, it did not help them. Just get behind them, explode everybody else. And we got ourselves our first silver coin. We haven't even found a Navali yet, and we already have a coin. Another one over here. Oh, scepter that has 12% elemental damage. It's slightly increasing. Okay. Let's see, let's just gather goats and then explode the goats. Well, nice thing is, once we finish this area, we set foot in the prison. And we should get access to some of the early prison skills. And there we are. Wonderful. Overflowing with gear. And a yellow robe. Small amount of damage added to spells, that is useful. Okay, so there's just no other matter than just simply going to town, emptying pockets. Because there's just too many things. Okay, finding enough ID scrolls, so identifying things is going to be useful. Yeah. Is it really that? So eventually I want to put Arcane Search on my secondary skill, but for now I'll just keep it on the primary. On the other hand, attaching it to Decoy Totem. And it's going to be every other Decoy Totem, that's not all that great. Only have 2 medium lives, so sending them not really that useful. Ooh, some freezing chill removal, that is actually pretty decent. And gonna know those. Okay. Like that. Like that. So. That's just move it to the gloves. That works. We can get rid of that one. And like that. No, and let's just safeguard this one for now. Let's go back. So, picked up a simple rope here, and we wanted to grab that one. It's an in-place upgrade, isn't it? A bit more energy shield, a bit of life. Do we have a red socket anywhere? Yes, we do. Marvelous. And the added damage here should work with the Magma Orb. How efficient is Magma Orb? Effectiveness of added damage, 125%. So we're actually getting more than the 1 to 4. It's actually going to be 1.25 to 5. That is nice. Now if the effectiveness of added damage is high, then it's a skill that really benefits a lot from added flat damage. If the effectiveness is low, then the best way to scale it is by scaling percentage damage or by scaling crits. And the form is gone. Yeah, the Decoy Totem is pretty darn useful. So, Navali over here. I don't think we can give you the coin yet, can't we? No. Okay. We'll have to do that in town. For now though, let's run along to prison. Because we're gonna get rewards. Oh, I think it is support gems, not active skills. And there is another abyss there, but first let's have a chat and see what are we gonna get. Everyone, you are happy and thankful. So potentially access to some Templar items, that is always useful. Might as well sell what we got. Navali, you. I'm gonna seek a prophecy. Plague of frogs. Wonderful. Why does it have to be slippery, slimy frogs? From you, we're gonna get chance to ignite. That is one of the skills I want to use in the end game build. Anyway, melee splash, added lightning damage, and added fire damage. Added fire is only useful because it adds, it's based on the physical damage that you deal. In our case, we're not physical based, so it's not useful. So chance to ignite, it is a very nice one. And I think chance to ignite got changed in one of the recent major patches, because it is now a small more multiplier. It starts at 10% more fire damage and it scales up to 29% more fire damage at level 20, and it also has a at level 1 30% chance to ignite, which scales up to 49% chance to ignite. And the chance to ignite is separate from the 100% chance to ignite from critical hits. So no, the more crits you have, that's always useful, but this is just a very nice separate way to cause ignite. Any more fire damage, from what I understand, it will apply both to the burning that you inflict or the ignite, as well as to the hits, so it is nice to scale things. So Magma Orb. So I'm gonna take the Prolif off and put this one on. Gotta get a better chance to actually ignite things. On the other hand, we should just take the Surge off, but we don't really have any other way to apply it, so yeah, choices. Let's see, these are the level 4 skills. Spell Totem. I had considered Spell Totem for Unearth, but ended up not going for it. On the other hand, can we early on just benefit from a spell totem? No, it would be replacing our Decoy Totem, so that is not going to be useful. So anything else? Life on hit is attack only, so that's not really all that useful. Knockback works against any hit, so no, it might help pushing enemies back, but it's not really that useful for us. Unbound ailment, that's ailment damage, ailment duration. Might be a way to skill ignite, but for now I think that's gonna be it. So, well, the episode is getting a little long. 50 minutes for a first episode, it's a little long. Also skipped the waypoint on the climb. Oh well, doesn't really matter, we have the prison. But I want to do the abyss over here. It's a nice opportunity to test the ignite. If we don't stand on it, we're not going to trigger it. That means we have a little opportunity to clear some of the adjacent rooms and see if that helps to make this one a little easier to work with. Hello, goodbye. Yeah, marvelous. Be triggered. Okay. Yeah, see in here the second wave follows. I think we killed enough to make it happy. Oh, hello there. As long as we kill enough, we get the trove. Ah, nice, 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 nice. And another mysterious eye. So, what is this like? 26% increased armor if you haven't killed recently. Okay. So when haven't you killed recently? When you're walking around through areas and you're getting ambushed by something unexpected, that's a useful time to have increased armor. Now at the initial start of a fight, before you even have killed a single regular mob. And in boss fights. Because in boss fights, if you don't have any add-ons, then you're gonna have it. Of course, if you have a boss fight with some add-ons and you kill the add-ons, then it's not gonna work. But it's interesting. This has multiple applications. But yeah, I think for now this is gonna be a decent point to call it the end of the episodes. So next episode we're gonna continue, gonna take care of the warden, do the trial, march over to Mervale and collect all of the gems on the way there. I mean, we are level 10 now, so that will qualify us to actually equip the new gems. But we do need to do all the appropriate quests and such like that. So in next episode, we're gonna check out the new skills. For now, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching and hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.